Hi guys. First up, I'm going to play a TikTok I posted a while back, and then we'll get into the twin flame mirroring subject. Here we go.
Fuck.
Hi Divines, my name is Alyssa, and I'm a twin flame coach specializing in trauma bonds and traumatic twin flame relationships. I got a lot of questions on that TikTok about what twin flame mirroring is, and I think this is the most important subject for divine feminines who blame their divine masculines for not doing the work. First off, we can only be responsible for ourselves. Secondly, someone has to go first. Otherwise, you're just looking at two individuals who will do nothing but go back and forth between union and separation. Third, if you are blaming them for not doing the work, chances are they are blaming you for something you are not doing. Welcome to twin flame mirroring. Pretty much anything your counterpart is doing, if you are willing to be open and examine it enough, you can see how either you are failing yourself in that way or you are failing your counterpart in that way. We have been taught to always blame someone else for anything that happens. If a fight breaks out at school between two children, both parents are going to head to the principal's office defending their own child right off the bat without even hearing the story. It instills in us a need to always defend ourselves and always be right, which, by the way, is really your inner child, but I will get to that in a different video. We never listen to others or self-reflect. Well, Divine Femmes, you are not getting off the hook on this one if you are on the twin flame journey, because guess what? You cannot forget about this person, and they will haunt you until your work is done on yourself. So just do the damn work. It's frustrating, I know, and this is why people want off the ride. But there's no getting off. This is a high-level soul ascension, and you are here for this experience. The best way to show exactly what mirroring is with examples, and I actually have a big one from my own story. When I first met my counterpart, I was in my avoidant attachment phase. Also, I was really in my masculine core at the time. I was very focused on work, and I had a strong friendship with a guy who was in love with me, even though I was not willing to face up to that at the time. My counterpart and I started dating, and he instantly slides into his anxious attachment phase, along with being in his feminine core. He always wanted to be around me and really had nothing else going on in his life. He was extremely jealous and wasn't afraid to make that known to me. I couldn't really handle what was happening, and being in that avoidant attitude that I was in, it was really easy for me to walk away. Before this all switches, there was a point when he reached out to my ex and was talking to him about all kinds of private stuff going on between us. There was also one time that he showed up at my house at 2 o'clock in the afternoon unannounced because, even though he won't admit this, he thought that I had someone else over. A guy. Romantically involved with guy. I've personally never seen someone more in their anxious state than my divine masculine at this point of our relationship. I am not really a fan of going this far into what happened between us, but again, this is the best example I can show you. So fast forward a year or so, and we completely switched roles. I became the jealous one who wanted to be with him all the time, and even showed up at his house unexpectedly one night. I reached out to his ex and also started discussing personal things with her about him. I made him my whole world out of nowhere, and obsessed about fixing things with us, just as he had previously done with me. And meanwhile, he became me. He worked overtime took on side jobs, spent holidays with friends, and eventually walked away from us without a second thought, just as I had done in the very beginning. I absolutely swear the universe took the two of us, found our deepest wounding, triggered it all to the surface, and then switched us so we could watch the other person play out our own trauma. I do believe we have a mix of both avoidant and anxious attachment styles within, but I have never seen them play out between two people like this. Until I found twin flames, this is super common for them to do because guess what? Mirroring. This separation period has also given me so much time to think back over all of that and see where we repeated each other's stuff so closely. You'd think I reached out to his ex on purpose, but I didn't. That's not like me at all. I actually dated two karmics, both of whom cheated on me, and I never reached out to their real girlfriends, ever. This was entirely to show him his stuff and to show me my stuff. I can say that I was not sorry about my avoidant behavior in the beginning until it was done back to me, until he left me. You see, with others, you can break up and kind of forget about this stuff. If you're an incredibly healthy, conscious person, you would probably self-reflect on what you did wrong, but the twin flame journey is not going to give you a choice. You don't get a pass on this one. Quick intermission here. I know sometimes my videos throw a lot of stuff at you that you may not be ready to hear, or you may feel like it's a lot of tough love, but I want you all to know that I have been exactly where you're at. I have been where I didn't want to hear all the things I had to fix. I actually resisted a ton of it, and sometimes I unfollowed the ones that I knew were telling me the truth, but I just wasn't ready for it. I want you to know Divine Feminine coaches are out here rooting for all of you. We want to hear about you getting back into union. A lot of our unions are being held back for you guys, and in a way we don't really mind because we know how tight we all are and how much we need to support each other. I mean, it was also our soul contract, so not like we can fight it, but do not feel alone. And if you ever feel heavy about any of the guidance I'm providing, give it a few days, a week, whatever you need, and come back when you feel more open. This isn't a linear process. You're going to see it's going to go in a wave format. And sometimes you have to step away from it. You may step away from the twin flame journey for a month in the beginning. You may try to date others, but you'll come back because really it's in our hearts and it's in our souls. And we know that's where the good stuff is. But mirroring doesn't have to be as big as the example I just gave you. It can be small things too. Like if your counterpart isn't being consistent about something, it could be that you aren't being consistent about something. Don't take this personally. Remember, it wasn't you who taught you to always defend yourself first. It was others. And now you just need to build a new neural pathway with a new way of doing things so you can change this in yourself. On a final note, whenever you are working on changing anything about yourself, remember that the ego is going to try to fight it. Maybe that's through you wanting to rebel or something as calm as just trying to make you feel depressed. Let it do its thing. It will eventually give up, and then you have changed what you wanted to change. I swear that it is really the hardest part, and the ego just wants to trick us. Sometimes this lasts for a day, sometimes it lasts for a week, sometimes it lasts for a month. So just know that it's the ego and you'll start to move through it quicker, I promise. Like this video and subscribe for more content. I love you guys.